Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hello, I am Gaia and I am a 2026 bride, and I am going to be telling you all of the ADHD friendly sensory things that we are doing for our wedding. I have ADHD myself and I need a lot. I get overwhelmed very easily. I am not good in a social situation. Yeah, so I figured that I'd do a little bit of a list so you can see all of the things that we are doing for the wedding. So with that, the first thing that I have done, which is what I do with any situation, is make a list. Give myself deadlines as to when these things need to be done by, all of the budget things that need to be written down so I know when to pay, when the remaining balance is due, etc, etc. That is the very first thing that I have done with all of this. The second thing that I have done, which I've actually put on our wedding website, is an exact detailed plan of the day, from literally the minute I wake up to the get out at the end, because all of our friends are going to have to help get everything out of the venue on the day. I will be making my own dress because I know what kind of materials I like. I am really sensitive to certain materials and I don't like the texture of things, so making my own dress. Bearing in mind I cannot sew, so this is a learning process and this will be documented and you will see some videos of it. But yeah, this is something that I have decided to challenge myself with because I think this is going to be the best thing for me. And to go with the dress, I have decided on some really comfy shoes. I'm only having a little heel. One, because Dom is very short, and also because I really struggle to walk in heels. I also have POTS, so I do get dizzy quite often, so having high heels is probably not a good thing to do anyway. But yeah, having smaller heels just makes me less overwhelmed, less disorientated, yeah, less easy to fall over. We are also changing into trainers, which do actually light up, which is very fun. Yeah, in the evening after our first dance we're going to be changing into trainers. Again, going with a comfy shoe. We're both going to be uncomfy, yeah, whatever, in our shoes. Dom doesn't do posh shoes or anything either. Fairly sure he's also on the spectrum, but that's a different story. But yeah, so for both of us this is a thing that we want to do, make sure that we're comfortable in what we're wearing as well. So I will be doing my own hair and makeup. I don't like people touching me. Basically I struggle with even things like hugs and everything like that, so having to do my own makeup is fine. It just means that I need to learn the skill again because I used to do it and now I don't. This is what this test is, which if you haven't seen the video then you will soon. But yeah, so this is the kind of vibe that we're going with. I needed to test it because we're actually going dress browsing, so that I can find what style of dress that I actually want to make. But yeah, so doing my own hair and makeup means that I don't have to worry about having any timing issues as well, because I'm so bad for being late at stuff, hence the detailed plan of the day. But yeah, it does mean the fact that I've not got the pressure of people touching me, being late for what I need to do, running out of time, all that kind of stuff. I mean, probably still will, but that's beside the point. So again, with the comfy outfits for someone else now, so we have decided that we're not having any brooms people because I just know the fact that we'll get really overwhelmed and it will get a lot very easily. We have got some really nice friends and obviously our family. For our family we have given them a kind of a little colour chart of things that we're aiming for, and if they wanted to be our something blue, etc, etc. It does mean that they will be our brooms people, rather than having specific people, if that makes sense. This also means the fact that we'll be getting ready kind of just with our parents, and it also means that if anybody is helping in the morning, because we've got to set up our own decor in the morning, we've got to select group of friends and family doing that, so that we know exactly who's doing what. I've also made like a booklet with all the things with pictures in it, so everybody knows exactly what is going on. So yeah, so hopefully it won't be that overwhelming in that sense. So once we are ready, we're not actually like getting ready as such together, because I'll be going to the venue to go and set up, whereas I think Dom will probably be staying here because it takes him longer to get ready because of his IBS. But it does mean the fact that we will be then having to do a first look by default, effectively, because we've also decided that we are going to walk down the aisle together, because as I say, I get overwhelmed, he gets overwhelmed. Neither of us like the attention on each other, which is really ironic because I go on stage but as a different person, so it's not me. So we're walking down the aisle together because we will both panic, basically, and it will take the stress off anybody else doing it, and it will also just mean the fact that, you know, we are each other's person, therefore we will be most calm with each other. So doing this together is probably, you know, for the best, you know. Now when we started the guest list, we did start very small. We were probably thinking like 40 people, if that, during the day, and then only like 70 during the evening. However, this has now changed, which is a slight panic for me, I'm not going to lie, but we are now having around 70 during the day and then around 120 in the evening, which is a lot of people, and I am a bit worried the fact that we've done all of our meet and greets, we're going to be exhausted, and then we're going to have to do all of our meet and greets again with all the new people, so it's going to be a lot, and I think that will take it out of the day, which is a bit of a shame, but at the same time it'll be really nice to celebrate with everyone, and everyone knows us, so they know our circumstances, they know what we're like. So I'm hoping that that does mean the fact that we'll kind of just be able to just stay together, because that's something else that we want to do. We're not leaving each other's sides. We are having like a sweetheart table, so that we can eat together and we won't be kind of like interrupted by anybody trying to talk to us. We'll probably just sit in silence and look at the room and just observe, to be honest, but you know, that's what we do anyway. We kind of just survive together, and we talk to each other occasionally, you know. So we have got a special place, which is kind of set aside from the rest of the area, where all the games and stuff is going to be, as like a quiet space. So if anybody needs to just kind of escape from the main room and where all the loud noises are, i.e. me, then we can go and have the photo booth and stuff like that in that area as well, and there'll be loads of activities. We're having games, we're having like things that people can sign, like card stacks and stuff like that. So there's lots of stuff that we're going to be doing which will keep people entertained, but also be a space that people can just escape to. The venue also has quite a lot of grounds and people can go and walk around there. There'll be a bouncy castle outside, there's going to be an escape room outside as well as garden games and stuff like that. So there'll be a lot of space to just kind of spread out and have time to each other as much as we need, and yeah, and then there's like the quiet spaces, and like in the garden area there's like a bench and stuff like that, so we can go and sit down and watch as much as we need to. Apologies for the change of appearance. It's now the next day, I ran out of time for filming. So the next thing on the list is we are using fake flowers, because basically we're quite sensitive to flower smells, and it also means that we can keep them and reuse the flowers if we really want to. We will also be using bubbles instead of confetti. It just means that there's no clear up from it whatsoever, apart from like wiping up the juice, which means, you know, that it's not going to be too overwhelming because bubbles are clear, instead of like, obviously paper is quite intense when it's all together, and it's just a flurry of colour which looks great in photos, but when you're probably going through it, it's just not nice. So I will be having a little bum bag that I will be kind of passing over to people when we're doing important bits, but I will probably be having that on me most of the day, but in that bum bag I will be having my loops. If you don't know what loops are, they're basically little earbuds that kind of block out the noise. I've got the switch ones so that I can change it to like engage for when people are talking to me, and then experience for like when it's just really loud in the room, and then just kind of a block out completely. Super helpful in social situations, and I will definitely be popping them in my bum bag. Another thing I am popping in my bum bag, if you don't know my glasses, obviously not wearing them now, I can change the fronts to them, and I will be having like the Mrs. ones, and I'll be having like the white ones and whatever. But also I'll be taking my sunglasses, one because it's June, it's going to be sunny outside hopefully, two, but also in bright lights and stuff like that it can be really overwhelming. So I'm going to take the sunglasses, so if I need to wear them inside, then I'll wear them inside, you know. So I am actually really terrible at putting my drinks down and leaving them. So one of the things that I'm doing is I bought us, like, me and Dom, just some little personalised cups that just say bride and groom or Mr. and Mrs. or whatever it is on it. So we will be using those throughout the day, and it will mean that we can keep track of them easily, and we know whose is whose, etc, etc, just because I don't want to be sharing with 120 people. And last but by no means least, I will be deciding on the day whether I will be wearing my veil or not. So I've basically prepared myself for like having a great day. I will wear everything that I have kind of either made or have bought or whatever. I have also got backup plans, i.e. not wearing a veil, because veils again can be quite claustrophobic, and they can be quite overwhelming when they're just kind of on. So I've basically got a nice hairpiece that can go under the veil anyway, so when I do take the veil off, because I no doubt will throughout the night anyway, but yeah, if I decide that I don't want to wear a veil, then it won't look weird, because I'll have my hair done some form of fashion, and then I'll have like the little clip just to sit in there as well. But yeah, and then I've also got a few other bits and bobs that I'm kind of like swapping and changing depending on their mood. Basically bought 2 of everything in case I need to have a backup plan. So yeah, and that is everything on my list. Thank you for listening to this. Feel free to follow along the journey of the wedding process. As I say, over a year to go yet, but I'm trying to get everything done kind of as quickly as possible, just so it's done. But yeah, we'll be starting to make my dress at some point soon, hopefully. So yeah, make sure you're following. Okay, bye!